They say ambition is the fire that drives us forward, the engine of progress. But what happens when that fire burns too bright? When it consumes everything and everyone in its path? This is a story about Leo, a man who wanted everything, and Sara, a woman who reminded him what truly mattered. He grew up with a single, unshakable belief. Success was the only language the world respected. His life was a blur of early mornings and late nights, fueled by caffeine and the constant echo of his own demanding goals. He was the guy everyone looked up to, the one who was going places. People admired his drive, his focus, his relentless pursuit of more. But in that relentless pursuit, the real Leo, the man behind the ambition, started to disappear. No one really knew him anymore. Picture this: a cozy cafe, the smell of coffee in the air. A soft sigh escapes her lips. He's late. Again. Sara was Leo's first believer. She saw the spark in him before the world saw the success. But with every new goal he set, every rung he climbed on the corporate ladder, she felt herself becoming smaller, a footnote in the grand story he was writing for himself. His dreams were growing bigger, but the space for her in his life was shrinking. Then, one night, it finally happened. The phone call he had been waiting for, working for, sacrificing for, the promotion, the money, the prestigious title he had chased for years. He had done it. He had won. He stood there, in his sleek, empty apartment, the city lights twinkling below like scattered jewels. But the victory felt strangely hollow, like an echo in a vast, empty hall. There was no one there to celebrate with, no one to share the triumph. The summit was lonely. He walked into his home later that night. The lights were off. Unnerving silence hung in the air. As he picked it up, Sara's voice seemed to fill the silence. Reading the words he now held in his trembling hands, "I loved the man who wanted to change the world, but I lost him to the man who only wanted to own it." Silence. Sometimes, that's the most deafening sound of all. It's the sound of everything you thought you built collapsing around you. The days that followed blurred into weeks. Leo kept going through the motions, showed up to work. He led the meetings. He made the big decisions. He wore the suit of success, but his eyes, once burning with that unstoppable fire, were now empty. Ambition had delivered everything it promised: status, wealth, power. But it had stolen his peace, his joy, his person. He had reached the destination, but he'd lost his soul somewhere along the journey. And then, one morning, something shifted. Leo walked away. He walked away from the corner office, the title, the endless chase. It wasn't an act of defeat, but an act of profound rediscovery. He started to rebuild, but this time, he wasn't building empires of glass and steel. He was rebuilding bridges, mending relationships, finding himself. Months later, he met Sara again. In that same cafe, there were no grand apologies, no dramatic speeches about the past. They just sat together, two people sharing a quiet moment, a comfortable silence. Finally at peace. Ambition isn't the enemy. It's a powerful and necessary compass. But we must never let it blind us to the stars that are already shining brightly in our lives. So, chase your dreams with all your heart. But remember, the view from the top is meaningless if you forget who climbed with you and who was waiting for you at the bottom. Sometimes the greatest success isn't reaching the finish line. It's learning when to stop running. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please give it a like and consider subscribing for more content like this. We'd love to have you as part of our community. Till next time.